I only know one identity. I've only been a Malaysian. My father was an Indian citizen, so he was legitimately Indian. I'm Malaysian. I was born here. My mother was Malaysian. I have a blue IC card and a red passport. And, I went to school early, and when everyone said, "Where did you come from?" I didn't say I'm an Indian from Malaysia. It's only in Malaysia that race becomes something. But we were Malaysian first. And many people thought I was crazy to come back to Malaysia, because Malaysians were leaving Malaysia. It's home. And I mean, you could say England was my home as well, because I probably spent more time at that time in England than here. I didn't speak Malay. I'm Malaysian. I came back not for AirAsia. I came back to work in the music industry. And the first thing I said to my bosses was, there's no Malaysian music. We're selling Madonna and Phil Collins and Led Zepp. And they said, who's interested? I said, we want to touch our stars and we've got talent. Give me a budget. And we built best roster in Malaysia, along with BMG. So from the very beginning, when I came back to Malaysia, I wanted Malaysian music. And it was my dream. And I met Roslan Aziz, and the greatest producer Malaysia's produced. I was part of what I think is really the only Malaysian music. So I came back, it sounds like a Miss World answer, but I came back because I thought I could make a difference in the music industry. And it was home, AirAsia. We just think we're Malaysian. I don't look at what color they are, what race they are, what, sex they are. We've done more for women than anyone. We were the first to have female pilots. We have the highest proportion of management executives. So we believe in diversity, not just race, religion, culture, but neurodiversity. We must be, as a leading organization, to support kids with Down syndrome and youth diversity. There are talented people who, just because they're young, are not taken seriously. Or old age diversity. Just because they're old age, they have to retire. Why? AirAsia was the first airline to say female cabin crew didn't have to retire at 45, which other airlines in ASEAN do. We have ignored that there is a difference in any human being. And we just look at it as, can you make a difference to our organization? Can you respect our principles and live with each other and work with each other? And work as a meritocracy. And that's appeared to have worked. Culture and safety for us as an airline is a marathon. It's not something that can be solved overnight. And no company can say they're the best company or they're the most safest airline, because you just got to keep improving. But as long as the heart is good and the honesty to say, okay, mistakes are made, or we can be better, or, we have to change into different age groups, and what we grew up was different to what is expected from a 20-year-old. But in this aspect of being Malaysian, I truly believe we're an amazing Malaysian company. We have utilized the skill sets of all Malaysians. We're representing the diversity of Malaysia. 70% of our staff is Malay, and then Chinese and Indians. That's just the way it is. It's not by choice. That's all the way from management down below. So trust in the people. That's won the world's best airline 11 times in a row. Built by Malaysians, owned by Malaysians, and one of the biggest brands in the world. Trust Malaysians. Yeah, the one gap is everyone accentuates it now. Before we were more Malaysian. Now we're more Malay, Chinese, Indian. It's in business as well. It's not just politics. You can't just blame the politicians. Yes, they've played a big part. The way the economy is organized, all kinds of things. So, we're very proud of being a Malaysian company and an ASEAN company, and that we don't care what race, religion, sex you are, right? As long as you want to be the best. And that gap is tolerance. Tolerance and forgetting what our forefathers said. Our forefathers left us with a fantastic constitution. Our forefathers left us with Rukun Negara. Everyone should study that again, because they were smart. People talk about the great American Constitution and how smart they were in the 1700s. We have as good a constitution and as good a Rukun Negara. If any Malaysian wants to know what being a Malaysian is and what our forefathers had, the vision of a Malaysia, go read the last couple of paragraphs of Tunku's independence speech. Go read the Constitution and go read Rukun Negara. recently I was in the PSM chairman and a Malaysia-Indonesia football match. I really felt those events, we are Malaysian. Music, we're pretty separated, except for maybe international concerts and Sheila Majid and Zainal Abidin, right? But sports is where I really saw it. Two events will be my most proud Malaysian moments. When we beat Korea in 1980, going to the Olympics, which we didn't go in the end. Being in Stadium Merdeka was unbelievable feeling, and winning, realizing we weren't going to go, but it was amazing feeling. And no one talked about Malay, Chinese, Indian, or whatever. The abuse to the players, the praise to the players was all the same. Some in Chinese, some in Malay, but we were all Malaysians, some in Indian, but in English. And Thomas Cup, just talking about it, but it's the last ticket. I persuaded my ex-wife to come in. She's from Iran. She said, wow, this atmosphere is something else. It's amazing to be Malaysian. I remember those words, amazing to be Malaysian. We were right up in the top end of Stadium Negara. And everyone was hugging each other, and they didn't know anyone from Adam. And it was an amazing feeling. And, talking about it, my hair still stands. I'm still remembering that winning point, when we finally defeated Indonesia. So, we are all Malaysians. It comes out best in sporting events. Look, no country is perfect, but I feel we blame people without really looking deeply in ourselves. Yeah, we can moan, but God, we're lucky to be alive with COVID and things. It's a victory to be alive. And everyone criticizes government and politicians and whatever, right? But every person can make a difference to this country. And it's up to you. You have a vote, you have a job, you have a life. Make that life count. Make that life count as a Malaysian. It's a victory to come out of COVID and still have your business. Go and build it. It's like coming out of World War II. Those are amazing stories of rebuilding Germany. This is a great time to reset. And we can't reset politics or reset government. We can reset yourselves and say, I'm going to make a difference. So if you're truly Malaysian, make a difference. Be positive. I mean, the obstacles in front of me are massive, and there are others that come along, right? But I'm going to give up because I've got thousands of jobs to protect, and I think we've got a great brand. So, if I have to cycle every day to deliver food, I'll do it. If I have to be the laughing stock of all these young tech guys, it's okay, because I'm going to give it my best shot. If I fail, I fail, but I'm going to try. Be a cool country. Make that difference, make that change if you're not happy. It's up to you. Be proactive, be positive, be happy, and enjoy life. You're lucky to be alive.